Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Brad Carton, Supply Capability Lead with Woolworths. What I'm about to talk to today is more of a visionary idea of where we're going with, or where we'd like to go with 2D barcodes in supply chain, and where some opportunities might be, or where they lie in that space. As some of you may know, we've held some of these talks throughout the week, and it's more about the how we're transforming our supply chain to more and more automation. As we innovate towards more and more automation, we're also looking for other opportunities. And how do we bring stuff like barcoding along with us on that journey? So obviously the next transition or the next opportunities for barcodes, as we've been hearing about today, will be in that 2D space. Where we see some issues currently with using linear barcodes is around, particularly for SSCC labelling or pallet labels, and some common non-conformances that we see within our network is due to either poor print quality, printer alignment, incorrect formatting, damaged labels, multiple labels. Believe it or not, people will still use 3, 4, 5, 6 labels per pallet of all different magnitude. We have scannability issues when any of these non-conformances are presented to us on a logistics unit, and what it can do is end up as rejected pallets. So we're trying to look at ways to innovate. How do we get the product into our DCs and out to our customers, and how do we minimise the effects of non-conformance when it comes to barcoding? So 2D journey for retailers, we do have some 2D barcodes now that we're using at a consumer level at point of sale in stores. So you will notice in our stores that we're using it in the fresh space. So we're using it for meat and poultry and the like, and then obviously Woolworths are also looking for other opportunities on how we may use that technology and that type of barcoding going forward. So what does it mean? I'm not going to go into a great lot of detail because we've been hearing about it all day, but what we're able to do is put a lot more information into that barcode than what we could in a linear barcode in that one spot. So once we get the linear barcode with additional application identifiers, depending on the information that's included, is depending on obviously the sizing and the barcode itself, and sometimes it condenses a lot more information into that barcode for us, and if the magnification and the size isn't correct, that's when we have issues with scanning of that label. So some benefits for us that we can see by including a lot more of this information as we go down the journey where we're looking at traceability, food safety, for us in supply chain, location of finished goods, all that type of information. We'll be looking at putting more and more of these fields and being able to track and trace that product through our supply chain as well. So that could be, when it's packed, the batch numbers, expiry dates, lot information, and all of these other factors that, other strings of information, I suppose you could call it, that we put into these barcodes that we'll now be able to take out of scanning those barcodes and interpreting that and putting into and storing that information into our WMS systems as well. So then we're able to have a clearer picture from location of finished goods right through our supply chain and into stores. Scanning of the barcode enables essential information, as we all know, at every stage of the journey. So not only do we scan barcodes at the point of receipt, we also scan barcodes at different stages throughout our operations. So whether that's picking and packing of the product, when we're sending it out to stores, etc. So at every one of these stages throughout our operation, we'll be able to update that information for that product. What it also enables is faster and easier recall management for us as well. So when we're processing product through our supply chain, having a clearer picture of where that product's going and how we're able to recall that and pull it back in the case where that's required. So having that total end-to-end visibility enables or provides a lot of opportunities for us within our business. So application for us, we're specifically talking about supply chain here, looking at FMCG supply chain, so not only within Woolworths. So it's more of the vision of how do we introduce and how do we use 2D barcodes in that environment. We are aligned with Trading Partner Forum, so the AFGC and the other retailers that you see that have spoken on this stand during the week, that'll be more of a push for how do we transform and how do we go forward in the industry. And some vision that we see that where application for 2D barcodes could be for the Carton G-tin itself. Improved scan rate for us is a big one. And having that, because we do operate automated warehousing, and we do rely on scanning that G-tin barcode to process the carton. Ability to include vital product information and G-tin in a single barcode is another big plus for us at that single point of scan. And improving, again, the product traceability of that product at an article level and where it's been through our warehouses and where it's going to and which stores end up getting that product. SSCC labelling, again, is another big one. So as you can see here, we've got a picture of an automated in-feed. So once the pallet is taken from truck to in-feed, so pallet conveyors, we're really relying on all of that information to receive the product from the SSCC label. So all of that information that sits in the top barcode, which is the content information, we're now wanting to understand more and more around that, what's in that pallet itself. So best before dates, batch codes, location of finished goods, if it's variable weights, etc. We're really trying to push a lot of that information into that one label. Having a 2D barcode will be able to enable to put a lot more of that information, and it'll be give us a single point of scan to capture all that information and put that into our own WMS systems. Inventory accuracy is another big one. So when 2D barcodes, you've also got verification when that's printed. So to be able to ensure that also at a supplier level, that when you're using barcoding, that you're also doing your own verification processes. So if you've got a pallet of water, still water, and you're not putting a SSCC label that's non-relevant to the product, and it's sparkling water, for example, or 600 ml, and the product is 1 litre in size, something like that. So looking at the verification aspect. The 2D barcodes are also a lot more forgiving, so they're a lot more robust in terms of error correction. So as we all know, with linear barcodes, any print defects, any printer alignment that's out of alignment, minimal quiet zones, etc. All of these different factors can impact on the way that we scan the barcode and getting a successful read of that barcode. Having a 2D barcode is a lot more robust in terms of error correction and having fine print defects and still being able to get a successful read of that barcode. So that would be another advantage for us as we process quite a high number of volume through our distribution centre. So this is really, it's not a state of play at the moment. It's more about thinking about how we can introduce 2D barcodes into your own supply chains or your own businesses. So we know now for a fact that there's different 3PL and transport providers that are using 2D barcodes for their own purposes. We've got big players like Australia Post and Amazon for cross-stocking stock and everything else. So just thinking about as we continue to grow as an industry, as we continue to innovate, how can we implement the use of 2D barcodes and setting your businesses up for the future. So whether it's scanning technology, making sure that your WMS systems and any technology that you're using is that we're also looking at capabilities for the future. It is a topic of interest at the moment within the trading partner forum amongst retailers on how we utilise this technology and how we start to implement that within our own supply chains. So I would say within the next 12 to 18 months, even 2 years, if we do get some traction in this space, it will be reaching out to trading partners, our own trade partners, reaching out to industry and working on solutions and how we work through this, the transition. But yeah, there's a lot of opportunity there, and I don't think that we've captured all the benefits of using 2D barcodes at this stage, and the power of those barcodes for our own supply chain within FMCG. That's it in a nutshell. Very high level. It's more about just starting to think about the way forward. And if there is anything that you'd like to discuss, we will be around on the stand for another half an hour or so. So I'm more than happy to continue that conversation. But thank you for listening.